Let me say something that might feel like a relief and an irritation at the same time. Forgiveness is not a light switch. You don't just flip it once and suddenly everything feels fine. If that was true, half of us wouldn't still be up at night, replaying what happened, rehearsing what we should have said, or wondering why we're not over it yet. So if you've ever told yourself, I forgave them, so why am I still hurt? I forgave myself, so why am I still ashamed? Why am I back here again? Baby, you're not broken. You're just human. Because forgiveness isn't a moment, it's a practice. It's something you do again and again, not because you're failing, but because healing has layers. And day 14, we're going to stop beating ourselves up for needing more than one try. Hey, my beautiful people, welcome back. We are on day 14 of this 28-day self-forgiveness journey. And listen, if nobody has told you this lately, I'm proud of you for still showing up because forgiveness work is not shiny. It's not Instagram friendly. It's not always a breakthrough. Sometimes it's just a breath. Sometimes it's I didn't spiral today. Sometimes it's I was kinder to myself than yesterday. And that counts. Today's episode is called Forgiveness is a Practice, Not a Switch. I picked this topic because I kept hearing the same pain from people. I forgave, but I still feel heavy. I forgave, but I'm still triggered. I forgave, but I'm still angry sometimes. I forgave, but I still don't trust. And I need you to understand something. That does not mean you didn't forgive. That means you're still healing. This episode was inspired by one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn in my own life. I used to think forgiveness was a destination, like I had to arrive at some place where I never felt hurt again. But life taught me real quick that forgiveness is more like exercise. You don't work out once and say, cool, I'm healthy forever now. No, you build strength over time. And by the end of this episode, I want you to walk away knowing why forgiveness shows up in waves, how the brain and the heart heal at different speeds, how to stop judging your progress, and what forgiveness actually looks like in real life. Let's go. So let's define this with truth and softness. Forgiveness is a practice, meaning it's something you keep choosing, not something you do once and never revisit. Forgiveness is choosing not to poison yourself with what hurt you, choosing to release the grip of resentment, choosing to stop reliving the pain as your identity, choosing peace over mental captivity. But here's what forgiveness is not: pretending nothing happened, excusing abuse, rushing your healing, forcing yourself to trust again too soon, becoming okay with what violated you, staying in unsafe situations. Forgiveness does not mean what they did was okay. It means you refuse to stay chained to it. Now, why does it matter that we understand forgiveness as a practice? Because if you think forgiveness is a switch, you'll shame yourself every time pain revisits you. You'll make healing mean never feeling it again. And that's an impossible standard. And I want to ask you, what happens when we ignore this truth? When we keep thinking forgiveness should be instant, we start calling normal healing failure. We say, I'm weak. I'm still stuck. What's wrong with me? Why can't I get over it like other people? But forgiveness doesn't work like that because healing is not linear. It's a spiral. You circle back not because you're going backward, but because you're seeing it from a deeper level now. That's growth. So today I'm giving you permission to stop bullying yourself for still being in process. Let me bring you into my truth. There was a time in my life when I thought I had forgiven someone. Like truly. I said all the right words. I prayed. I journaled. I even felt lighter for a while. And then months later, something small triggered me. A smell, a song, a tone of voice, a random memory. And boom, there I was again. Angry, hurt, confused. And I remember thinking, dang, I'm back here. Maybe I didn't forgive after all. And that thought made me feel like a fraud, like I was failing at healing. But then I had a moment of clarity. I wasn't back at the starting line. I was back at a deeper layer because I wasn't reliving the pain the same way. Before, the pain had control over me. Now I was noticing it. Before, I was drowning in it. Now I was naming it. Before, it shattered me. Now it just visited. That's different. And here's the truth I had to face. Forgiveness doesn't erase memory. It changes relationship to memory. Let me say that again because that one set me free. Forgiveness doesn't erase memory. It changes your relationship to memory. I stopped expecting forgiveness to make me numb to the past. Forgiveness wasn't about forgetting. It was about not bleeding on myself anymore when the memory came. And the more I practiced, the less power the trigger had. Not suddenly, not overnight, but gradually. Like healing taught my nervous system, we are safe now. We are not there anymore. We don't have to keep fighting yesterday. That was the transformation moment. I realized forgiveness is a daily choice, not a one time event. Some days I meant it with ease. Other days I meant it with a clenched jaw, but I kept choosing it. And that's what made me free. And if you're in that space where you feel like you're back again, I need you to hear me. You're not back. You're deeper. All right, let's make this usable because I don't want you just inspired. I want you equipped. Here's how to practice forgiveness like a lifestyle, not a switch. Step 1, expect waves, not straight lines. Tell yourself, healing comes in waves. Forgiveness comes in waves. This is normal. If you expect waves, you won't panic when they rise. You'll surf them instead of drowning in them. Step 2, separate the wound from the worth. When the pain resurfaces, ask, am I hurt or am I ashamed for still being hurt? Because sometimes the second wound is you judging the first one. Pain says, that hurt. Shame says, you should be over it. We're not doing that anymore. Step 3, name what's happening in real time. When you feel triggered, say, this is a forgiveness moment, not a failure moment, not a setback. A forgiveness moment. That language matters, baby, because you're not spiraling. You're practicing. Step 4, use the 3-part release. Here's a simple coaching tool. When a memory hits, say, 1, I remember. Don't deny it. 2, I feel. Don't disconnect from it. 3, I release. Don't let it own you. Example, I remember what happened. I feel the ache of that. I release the right to punish myself with it today. That is living forgiveness. Step 5, practice micro forgiveness daily. Don't wait for big dramatic situations. Forgive yourself in the small stuff. I forgive myself for overthinking today. I forgive myself for needing rest. I forgive myself for not having the perfect response. I forgive myself for being tender. These small releases build a bigger freedom. Step 6, give your nervous system proof. Some of you keep getting triggered because your body still believes the danger is present. So you have to show it safety. Try grounding breath. Hand on chest, stating the date and place. That was then. This is now. A short walk. Prayer. A calming song. A sip of water with intention. Forgiveness isn't just mindset. It's body work too. Step 7, recommit without drama. When you feel the old anger, you don't have to make a big speech. Just say, I'm choosing forgiveness again today. And keep moving. Let me tell you what changes. When you understand forgiveness as a practice, you stop shaming your process. You stop saying I'm failing and start saying I'm healing. That alone lifts weight. You become emotionally resilient. Triggers don't ruin your day forever. They become reminders that you're still human, still tender, still growing. You reclaim your energy. Forgiveness frees up space in your mind. You're no longer spending hours replaying pain like unpaid labor. You build self-trust. Every time you choose forgiveness again, you prove to yourself, I won't abandon me in my messy moments. And that's self-love in real form. You break generational chains. Some people never practice forgiveness. They pass down bitterness like inheritance. But you're practicing freedom. That changes everything after you. Pitfall to watch for, confusing forgiveness with reconciliation. Let me be clear. You can forgive someone and still decide they don't get access to you. Forgiveness is internal peace. Reconciliation is a relational decision. Don't mix those up. So here's your truth to carry today. Forgiveness is not a switch. It's a practice. Some days it feels natural. Some days it feels like work. But every time you choose it, you're loosening the grip of the past. If you're still feeling things, that doesn't mean forgiveness failed. That means healing is happening. So today I want you to stop asking, why am I still here? And start saying, I'm practicing my way to freedom. Here's your day 14 affirmation. Forgiveness is a practice I choose daily. I can heal in layers without judging myself. Each time I release, I get freer. Forgiveness is a practice I choose daily. I can heal in layers without judging myself. You don't need to be perfect to be forgiven. You just need to be willing to keep choosing peace. And you are. My love, thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this work that not everybody is brave enough to do. If this episode gave you language for your process, share it with somebody who keeps feeling guilty for still healing. And make sure you follow the podcast so you don't miss day 15. For more resources, coaching, and tools, come see me at https://wayoffthewiseowow.com. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'll meet you tomorrow. Until then, keep practicing forgiveness like the freedom muscle it is,